Mandatory79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty then, let's get started. Pressing the A button now, and loading the game now! And here we are in the main menu. Let's get on to the edit deck menu. And now, in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be doing one for is Lyrical Monasterio, Astesice Kairi, D-LBT01. Okay, so for this new deck I'm building, I'm going to be using this D-LTD01 as the base for the deck I'm building. Alright, let's get started. Going to edit deck menu and editing deck. So as I just mentioned, so for this deck profile I'm building, it's going to be a Lyrical Monasterio, Astesice Kairi deck, composed of cards only available up until D-LBT01 over here, Lyrical Melody. So let's apply filter, ZR, and let's get to building the deck right now. So, okay. So the right deck, grade 3, Astesice Kairi, the main grade 3 to ride in this deck. Her skills are, the first skill, auto. As a Vanguard, when this unit attacks, you may Soul Blast 1. If the cost has been paid, choose up to 2 of your rear guards and return them to your hand. And the second skill of Astesice Kairi, as a Vanguard, at the end of the battle this unit attacked, if you Persona roll this turn, choose up to 2 cards from your hand and call them to different rows. So for Astesice Kairi, her first skill, when attacking, as long as you pay the Soul Blast of 1, you can return 2 cards from your rear guard back to your hand. And then her second skill, if you Persona roll this turn, after attacking, you can Superior call 2 new cards to a front and back row rear guard circle. So the second skill works well with the first one since it empties out space for a new card to be placed on it, giving you more attacks to work with. And then next, the grade 3, Energetic Attendance, Calfee. Its skill is auto. When placed on the rear guard circle, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. So it's a pretty simple skill, but very effective. Just by calling her, it gets plus 10,000 power. Despite Calfee's base power being only 10,000, slightly weaker than most grade 3s in the D standard format, its own skill more or less makes up for it, so we're playing 4 of her. The grade 3, Set Order, Worldwide Special Live Tour. Skills are, first skill, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. Second skill, activation, order zone, once per turn, counter blast 2. If the cost has been paid, choose one of your Vanguards, and until the end of the turn, it gets continuous Vanguard. All of your rear guards get plus 5,000 power. So for this order card, it's pretty powerful despite the high cost. As long as you pay the counter blast of 2, your Vanguard will have a skill that gives all of your rear guards, both on the field and later called in the battle phase, plus 5,000 power. So this order card is pretty much a good card to use with your Astesice Kairi, who lets you superior call cards from your hand after battle. So we're going to be playing only 2 of this guy. Next, the right deck, Astesice Kiora. Skills are, first skill, auto, Vanguard. When this unit attacks, choose one of your rear guards and you may return it to your hand. And the second skill, continuous, as a rear guard. During the battle this unit is boosted, it gets plus 5,000 power. So for Kiora, her first skill, just by attacking her, you can return a rear guard from your field back to your hand. So it's a good way to protect any grade 2s or 1s you wish to return to your hand to prevent your opponent from retiring them. And the second skill of Kiora, as a rear guard, when being boosted from the back row, she gets 5,000 power. So as most grade 1s have 8,000 power, ideally Kiora can serve as a 23,000 point attacker with the support of a grade 1 behind it, so a pretty powerful attacker as well. So playing 4 of her. The grade 2, Negligent, Carelessness, Licorice, not gonna play her, taking her out. The grade 2, Slight Slump, Appel, not gonna play her, taking her out. Let's continue to searching through grade 2s, scrolling. Continuing to scroll, and here, the grade 2, Brilliance and Elegance Aerith. Her skill is Auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks while boosted, if your Vanguard is Astesice Kairi, Counterblast 1, choose up to 1 card from your hand and call to the open rearguard circle. So for Aerith, she's a good support card for Astesice Kairi. As I mentioned before, after when Kairi attacks, she can return a rearguard back to your hand. And by Persona Riding, she can call more new cards, but it's only 1 turn later. So if you wrote Kairi first and have not yet Persona Ridden, you can use Aerith to make up for the fact that her second skill can only be activated in a Persona Ride. After using Kairi's first skill to return rearguards back to your hand, leaving empty rearguard circles, you can use Aerith's skill to superior call a new rearguard from your hand on the newly opened rearguard circles, making her a good support card to use before you Persona Ride for Kairi. So let's play 4 of her. And now to the Grade 1 lineup. The Ride deck, Grade 1, Astesice Nanami. Her skills are, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, you may choose a Grade 1 or less card from your drop zone and call to rearguard circle as rest. And the second skill, Auto. When placed on the rearguard circle, this unit gets plus 2,000 power until the end of the turn. So for Nanami, she's the main Grade 1 to ride as your Vanguard in this deck. Just by riding her, you can superior call a Grade 1 or less card from your drop zone to the rearguard circle. So for example, to ride her during the ride phase, if you discarded a Grade 1 or 0, you'll be able to get it back right away by using Nanami's first skill. And the second skill of Nanami, just by calling her to the rearguard, she can serve as a 10,000 point attacker or a 10,000 point booster from the back row. So for Nanami, we're playing 4 of her. Next up, Grade 1, Sentinel Perfect Guard, Earnest Wish Haniel, the basic Perfect Guard for the Lyrical Monasterio start decks. So taking her out and replacing her with the Perfect Guards from the D-LBT boosters. So going to Grade 1 lineup first, scrolling. Here it is, and now gonna replace her with 4 of these. Grade 1, Sentinel Perfect Guard, Musical Committee Nicolene. Skills are, first skill, Continuous, Sentinel. You may have only up to 4 cards of Sentinel in your deck. And second skill, Auto. When placed on the Guardian Circle, you may choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. And if you have 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So like any other Perfect Guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, Nicolene is the same. Just by guarding with her and discarding 1 card from your hand, you can block an enemy attack. And also featuring another ability, when guarding, if you have less than 2 cards in hand, you won't have to pay the hand cost to play a Perfect Guard skill. So overall, a great last-ditch defense in a desperate situation when you're trying to guard against your opponent's attacks in the late game. So gonna play 4 of her. Then next, Grade 1, the Grade 1, Munching Girl Sia. Her skill is Auto. When placed on the rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1. If the cost has been paid, look at the top card of your deck, then call it to an open rearguard circle or put it into your hand. If you put it into your hand, choose a card from your hand to discard it. So for Sia, despite having only 3,000 power, which is significantly less than most Grade 1s in this game, her skill more or less makes up for it. Just by calling her, if you're willing to pay the Soul Blast of 1, she'll be able to place the top card of your deck in either a rearguard circle or your hand. So either way, whatever card you get, you can choose what to do with it, to guard with it later, or to hold on to it, or to call it to attack with. So Sia is a pretty good card to have despite her low power, so having 4 of her. And now, let's see. What other great ones to have in this deck? Let's see. Let's see, what other great ones do I include in this deck? Here, the Great One, Magnificent Timber, Leoda. Her skill is Auto. When placed on the rearguard circle, Counterblast 1, reveal 2 normal units in your hand and place them in the bottom of your deck in any order. Choose one of your Vanguards, search your deck for up to 1 card, the same card name as that, reveal it and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. So Ludia, by paying her cost, you can securely add any card that's currently in your Vanguard circle, an additional copy from your deck, and add it to your hand. So ideally, with Ludia, when you have Grade 3 Astesice Kairi as your Vanguard, you can use her skill to secure another copy of Kairi to Persona Ride in the next turn. So she's a good card to use with Kairi, since Kairi's full powers can only be released during Persona Ride. So we're playing 4 of her, and now let's see, I've overloaded, gotta take a card out. So gonna reduce the number of Sias in my deck to no, wait, hold on. 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, then 4, 2. Yep, I'm gonna reduce the number of Sias in my deck by 3. So only playing 3 Sias in the deck. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. The Grade 0 Ride deck, Astesice Mion, starting unit. Skill is auto when ridden on top of. If you went second, draw a card. So this is the starting unit of the deck. But just by riding on top of her, if you went second, you draw a card. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers, we have 4 Astesice Misa critical triggers. Grade 0, Knowledge is Power Sakya. We have 4, but playing 4. So the Grade 0 Habitable Truant Pelagaya foot trigger, taking her out and replacing her with scrolling over to Grade 0s. Scrolling over, scrolling, keep scrolling. There it is. Replacing her with a critical trigger. I'm playing Glutton Nora, critical trigger, Grade 0, playing 3 of her, and now Grade 0, Astesice Kanami, heal trigger, playing 4 of her, and last but not least, the Grade 0, Spiritual King of Determination, Olbaria, over trigger, the basic over trigger for the Vanguard start and tryout decks, replacing it with an over trigger from the LBT boosters. Let's see, replacing it with this one, Grade 0, Mysterious Twins, Romia and Rumia. Her skill is additional effect. During this fight, you get during your turn, all your rear guards get plus 10,000 power. So like any other over trigger in the game, in the D-Star standard format, just by revealing her in a drive check or a damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card. Then she features another ability, be revealed during your drive check. During the whole fight, your rear guards get plus 10,000 power during your turn. So overall, Romia and Rumia's skills are best used in your drive check, just by revealing her during an attack. Then for the rest of the fight, your rear guards get plus 10,000 power, making it a good offense booster for your Astesice Kairi deck, which focuses on returning rear guards and calling new ones to attack with, and they get empowered by the over triggers effect. So playing 1 of her, and there we go. The deck has been built, so let's get to press start. Override deck being built. And now, okay, so this is the deck build we built for the deck profile video. The cards in this deck are 4 Grade 3s, Astesice Kairi. 4 Grade 3, Energetic Attendance, Calpy. 2 Worldwide Special Live Tour, Grade 3. 4 Grade 2, Astesice Kiora. 4 Grade 2, Brilliant and Elegant, Aerith. 4 Grade 1, Astesice Nanami. 3 Grade 1, Munching Girl Tia. 4 Grade 1, Magnificent Timber Leona. 4 Grade 1, Musical Committee Nicolene. 1 Grade 0, Astesice Mion. 7 critical triggers. 7 critical triggers. And then 4 draw triggers. 4 heal triggers. And finally, one Lyrical Monasterio, D-LBT01, Overtrigger, Romia, and Rumia. Alright, with that, I pretty much explained the deck build and card effects. Let's get on to testing out the deck, but before that, let's just change the deck's name. Renaming it Kairi. There we go. Start. Rename, then. Okay, not gonna change card sleeves, so let's get on to testing out the deck. To fight menu, CPU fight, and now let's find an opponent to test it out on. Let's see. First, I'll choose my Kairi deck that I just built, and okay, I'm going to challenge. Okay, challenging Tomari Seto, Rat Gate, normal difficulty. Let's begin. The match begins, and let's go. Alright, we're deciding who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock the scissors, I go first, okay. Then my starting hand, okay, I'm gonna send draw trigger and heal trigger back to deck, redrawing. Stand up the Vanguard, okay. Stand and draw, I go first. I'm gonna ride from my right deck, Astesice Nanami, and discarding Munching Girl Sia as the right deck cost, discard. Then Nanami's skill, Superior Call a Great 1 or less from my drop zone to rear guard. I call Sia to the rear guard, over here. And Sia's skill, I Soul Blast 1. Then reveal the top card of my deck. Okay, a critical trigger, I'm gonna add it to hand. I discard the order. End of turn. Here comes the opponent's turn. She rides Kyo Knight Blue. Kyo Knight Blue skill, add prison to hand, okay. And now the base skill, she draws 1. Calling a Great 1, rest, adding prison. Prison skill, Soul Charge 3. Great 1, heal trigger, and Great 2. Vanguard to Vanguard. No guard, take the attack. No trigger, a Great 3, okay. Damage check. No trigger. Alright, my turn. Stand and draw. I'm gonna ride Astesice Kiora from the right deck. I discard Kairi from my hand, right. Then I call, Nanami. Nanami's skill plus 2000 power. And now I'm gonna call Aerith. And okay. This should be enough. Beginning battle phase. Aerith attacks the Vanguard, 10,000 power. Attack hits, damage check. No trigger, alright, we're safe. Then next up, Nanami attacks the Vanguard, 10,000 power. Damage check for her, it's... critical trigger, lucky. Okay, 18,000 power now, so... Now my... My Kiora, boosted by Sia, attacks the Vanguard. Skill, I'm gonna return 1 card back to my hand. I'm gonna return... Let's see, I'll return... Nanami to my hand. Drive check, 1 to pass. No trigger. The attack fails. Damage is over, okay. My opponent's turn, they ride Risen Pink. Using Pink skill, I send Nanami to the prison. She calls a Great 2. Soul Charge for every card in the prison, okay. Vanguard to Vanguard. No guard, take the hit. Drive check. Draw trigger, she got lucky. Draw another card and call rear guard. Drive damage check, no trigger, okay. 28,000 power to my 10,000. No guard, take the attack. Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Okay, my turn. Stand and draw. I'm gonna write Astesice Kairi from the right deck. I discard a critical trigger from my hand. Writing Kairi. Next, I activate the prison skill. Yep, activating prison to counterblast 1. And I'm gonna return one Great One Nanami to the rear guard, to the back row here. Here we go, and now Nanami's skill. Another 10,000 power. And I call Kairi to the rear guard. Attack. Battle phase. First off, Kairi attacks the rear guard. Grade 2. The attack hits, one rear guard down, then boosted by Sia, my Vanguard Kairi attacks. I activate Kairi's skill. I'm gonna Soul Blast 1. There we go, Soul Blast, and returning 2 cards from my rear guard back to my hand. I send Kairi and Sia back to my hand. Twin Drive for check. Over trigger, alright! 100 million power to Aerith, and additional effect, all rear guards get plus 10,000 power for the whole fight. Second check, Nanami. Here comes Kairi's attack. 1 damage. Damage check. No trigger, alright. Next, boosted by Nanami, Aerith attacks the Vanguard. And then I'm activating Aerith's skill. I counterblast 1, Superior Call a card from my hand. I Superior Call Nanami to the rear guard. Skill plus 2,000 power. Over trigger plus another 10,000 power. 20,000 in total. And here it goes. 1 damage. Damage check. Heal trigger. Ah, no, she heals. And now my Nanami attacks the Vanguard for 10,000 power. She guards with a 5,000 shield. Nope, 10,000, and attack is blocked. Alright, end of turn. My opponent rides Aurora Battle Princess, Sarah Snow. Activating a Vanguard skill to send 2 of my rear guards to the Order Zone. She sends my front row away, okay. Calling a grade 3. And calling another grade 3. Ah, it's a lot of power. That's skill, another 10,000 power. Oh, it's rough. No guard. Ow. Damage check. Critical trigger, alright! I give all effects to the Vanguard. And now, Vanguard to Vanguard, okay. Only 2 cards in the Order Zone, so she can't triple drive. I'm gonna guard with a 15,000 point shield, 38 to the pass. Check, no trigger, alright. And second check. Critical trigger! She's giving all effects to the rear guard, okay. Okay, then attacking the rear guard with critical and boosted by its own skill. Perfect guard with Nicolene. Perfect guard and Nicolene skill. I discard 1 card from hand. I'm discarding Nicolene. Perfect guard. The attack is blocked, alright. Now it's my turn, stand and draw. I Persona Ride, Kairi. Power the front row, draw, and now I activate the prison skill, gonna counterblast 1. And Superior Call 2 cards. I Superior Call Nanami and Aerith to the rear guard. Nanami to the back row and... Wait, sorry. Nanami to here and Kairi to Aerith to here. Call. Nanami skill plus 10,000 power. And now I call... Nope, I'm calling Sia to the rear guard. Activate Sia's skill. Soul Blast 1. And reveal the top card of my deck. It's a Kiora. Okay, I'm gonna call Kiora to the rear guard. Here we go. And now, okay. 2 different rows, then, alright, then. Beginning battle phase. First up, boosted by Nanami. Kiora attacks the Vanguard for 48,000. 53,000, no guard, okay. Here comes a damage check she gets. No trigger, alright. Next, boosted by Nanami, my Vanguard Kairi attacks the Vanguard. Then Kairi's skill, I Soul Blast 1. And send 2 cards back. I send Kiora and Nanami. Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, a Kairi, alright. Second check. No trigger, perfect guard. Better than nothing, but still pretty good. Here goes my Kairi's attack. 1 damage. Alright, damage check. What'd she get? No trigger, alright. Then, Kairi's skill, I superior call 2 cards from my hand to different rows. To the front and back row, I call Kalfi and Nanami to the rear guards. Kalfi to the front, Nanami to the back. Call. Adding power. Kalfi skill plus the 10,000 power. Nanami skill plus 2,000 power. Okay, and now boosted by Nanami, Kalfi attacks the Vanguard for 60,000 power. Perfect guard, okay. The attack is blocked, okay. And now my rear guard attacks the Vanguard for 43,000. Okay, attack the Vanguard, 43,000. Will be enough. Not gonna activate Aerith's skill. Perfect guard, oh no! The attack is blocked, so that's the end of my turn. And using the back row skill to rest, sending a card to the order zone. Vanguard skill as well, another card from my rear guard to the order zone. She sends away my front row, okay. The rear guard attacks me, 13,000 power. Nope, it's 25,000 power now. Oh, 23,000 power. No guard, take the hit. Ow, damage check. No trigger. Okay, 5 to 5. Here's the Vanguard. I'm gonna guard with Nicoline skill. I'm gonna discard 1 card for Nicoline skill. I discard Sia from my hand. Perfect guard. First check, grade 3, and second check. Grade 1, no trigger. Third check. Grade 1, no trigger. Alright. The attack is blocked. 1 more attack from the rear guard. Skill, another 10,000 power. 26,000 power, okay. I guard with another Nicoline from my hand. Perfect guard. For the hand cost, I'm gonna discard Kiora. Guard. The attack is blocked. We're safe. That's my turn. Stand and draw. I Persona Right. Kairi. Power and draw. Okay. Next, I activate the Prison skill. Continuous ability 2. Counterblast 1.
スキル発動
I'm calling Calpy and Aerith to the rear guards. Calpy to here. Aerith to here. Call.
スペリオルコール
Adding power. And Calpy skill. More power.
パワープラス
Here it comes. Now battle phase. Boosted by Nanami. Calpy attacks the
ヴァン
Vanguard.
ガードにアタック
Total 58,000 power.
ノーガード
Alright, she doesn't attack hit. She cannot guard. Now, damage check. What's she getting? No trigger. Alright, 6 damage. I win.
やった次も負けないから
I got some VP, win, attack with 100,000 and more power, perfect guarded 3 times, drew an over trigger, did a persona ride, 8 turns pass, did a superior call, I got 2600 VP, total 16,300 VP, not bad, 80 to go next. And we're done here, finished testing out the deck, so let's leave the fight menu and go over to
ど
the
のモードで遊ぶ
deck menu.
どのデッキを見る
And with that, that's just all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye.